There we go. Yesterday, we were working on the laws of exponents assignment. Looks like this. Make sure you turn that in. We're going to have a quiz tomorrow over laws of exponents like this. But, so, you tell me, does this look difficult? Was yesterday difficult? Kind of confusing? If so, you really want to pay attention today because I'm going to give you a little shortcut in Desmos, okay? Does everyone hear me say that? It's going to be a little easier today. You got to know the steps. So please, lock in here. First, we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. What are the rules for simplifying number one? Well, just like, simplifying anything, if I think of the order of operations, PEMDAS, please, my dear Aunt Sally, or parentheses, exponent, multiply, divide, add, subtract. Parentheses first. So here's my parentheses. And if there's an exponent outside, it's kind of like you're distributing it, but everything gets put to the fifth power in that parentheses. So that means 2 to the fifth power, and then x squared to the fifth power. Okay? Now, careful, what is 2 to the fifth power? So again, 2 to the fifth power is not 10. 2 to the power of 5 means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That is 32. Cool? So really this is 32. And do y'all remember when there's one base with 2 powers, 2 exponents? Do I add or multiply those numbers? Multiply. 1 base, 2 powers, multiply. 2 times 5 means x to the 10. Some people are going to put 7, and that's not right. When there's 1 base, 2 powers, multiply the powers. Now, we're not done because this part is still here. So 3x to the 4th times 32x to the 10. Now we need to multiply these. So when I multiply, the coefficients are going to multiply. 3 times 32 is 96. And then check this out. X to the 4th times x to the 10th. Does everyone see there's 2 bases? And when you have 2 bases, you add the exponents. 4 plus 10 is going to be 14. So again, x to the 4, x to the 10, 2 bases, you add up the exponents, okay? All right, and that's it. That's the most simplified version. All right, number 2. I have division, and I have 2 coefficients. So negative 15 divided by 5, I'm actually going to divide it. What is negative 15 divided by 5? If you type it into Desmos, it's negative 3. Well, that's going to go on top, negative 3. And now I'm going to look at my x's. I have x to the 5th on top, x to the 2nd power on the bottom. You might remember from our notes, when I'm dividing, I subtract the exponents, top minus bottom. So 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay? Now, y to the 0. What do we know about 0 power? It always equals 1. Y'all remember that from the notes? Anything to the 0 power is 1. So, should I write 1? I would say no. Okay, because when you multiply by 1, it doesn't change anything. Okay? So it's kind of like y to the 0, just kind of, it's 1, but it's gone. Okay? Now, do you remember what we talked about with negative exponents? You want to reference your notes for sure, okay? But whenever you have a negative exponent, it's going to make it flip across the fraction bar. So z to the negative 3 on top is going to go down to the bottom and become a positive. Okay? So z to the negative 3 on top is now z to the positive 3 on the bottom. Okay? Make sure you have that written down. Because I'm going to give you some very important notes that are going to help you because it's kind of a shortcut or a way to check your work when you're doing these types of problems. Okay? So I want everyone to look very carefully, pay close attention. This is going to really help you. Okay? Okie dokie. All right, so let's open up these notes. All right, here we go. The notes, complex laws of exponents on Desmos, okay? Very important. This is going to be the easiest way to get the answer, okay? This year, looking up here okay? All right, what does it say? Use the following steps to use Desmos to solve complex laws of exponents. What does complex mean? It means it looks like it's a lot of crazy stuff that might look difficult. Does that look difficult? Kinda, right? Now, there's one thing here. There's a typo. This is supposed to be an A, and this is supposed to be a B. Okay, that's a typo. Now, what does it say? Which expression is equivalent to this? Okay, so, you know, like the warm-up where we had to simplify? They're asking you to do that to this ugly thing here, okay? So, like, I think you could do it, right? You could do like 3 to the third power on the bottom, and then divide, and then subtract the powers, and you could do it. But there's lots of steps, lots of opportunities to make a mistake, okay? Here's a different way with Desmos that's a little easier, okay? So let's see what it says. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to first assign a value for each variable without repeating values, different numbers. Use prime numbers only. Okay? If you have X or Y, you have to change it to other variables. Okay? Now, check this out. A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3. Notice, do not use 0. Do not use 1. No 0, no 1. Start at 2. Cool? So the first thing I see here is there's an A and there's a B. So what do I do next? I set them equal to something, starting with 2. So I say, hey, A is going to equal 2, B is going to equal 3. And here's your next step. You literally just type it in. Type in the question into Desmos. So you say A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3. Type in the equation, the expression, and what do you get? Some number. Okay? Whatever that number is, you're going to take all 4 of your answer choices and you're going to type those 4 answer choices in. And whenever you type in the question and the 4 answers, only one of them is going to match. Do you see how the question gave me this, and then letter C gave me this? Since these are equal, that means that's the answer. You're basically plugging in a number for the variables and seeing which one gives you the same answer. That's going to be it. That's simplified, okay? This is kind of a backwards way, kind of like a it's just like another way to get the answer if it's multiple choice. Guess what the star is? Multiple choice, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. If not, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it with these two examples at the bottom. So look at number 7. I don't know why it's number 7, but whatever. Okay. Look at number 7. So what letter did they use in number 7? Only W. So I'm going to say W equals 2. I could use 3, but I can't use 0 or 1. Okay. So W equals 2. So I'm going to go over here to Desmos and I'm literally going to type W equals 2. And then I'm going to type in the original expression. Hit divide first to make the fraction bar. Parentheses 4W squared to the power of 3 over 20W to the power of 5. Do you see when I plug in 2, it gave me 6.4. Okay, plug in 2 for W, it gives you 6.4. It doesn't really matter what it is. What matters is which answer choice also gives me 6.4. So let's type in all the answer choices. Divide 3W over 5. This one gives me 1.2. Is that the same as 6.4? No. What about the next one? Divide 3W to the power of 11 over 5. 1228.8. That's not 6.4. 16W divided by 5. Hey, this one's 6.4. You see how they're the same? 6.4. The original is 6.4. They match, right? I can do the last one real quick for funsies. That is not equal to 6.4, okay? So what did I do? Find the letter they're using, set it equal to 2 or 3 or 4. See what it gives you. Type all the other answers, see which one matches. That's it. So the answer is C. Now, isn't that easier? You just have to remember how to do it. So when you see a complicated thing, set the variable equal to a number, type them in, which ones match. Let's look at 8. Letter T is the only thing here, so I'm going to say T equals 2. So let's type in 2 T to the power 4 Now, I typed in the equation first. I forgot to type T equals 2, but I can still do it afterwards. T equals 2. And now it gives it to me, 64. So now I just got to type in all these answer choices. I got T to the power 6. I got T to the power 13. I got T to the power 18. Okay, which one of those, A, B, C, or D, gives you 64? B, right? That's it. Okay. Do you see how this works? set the variables equal to a number, starting at 2, type them in, type the answers, which one matches, that's it, okay? I'm gonna get you the assignment. This is one-sided. Should be legible. Technically, you can still use this on yesterday's assignment. You can finish. I know it's easier, but I haven't shown you the actual